Hi vinyl community, John here. Sunday afternoon, lovely sunny day, doing some garden work at the moment. I'm taking a break for a cold drink, ginger beer, and I thought I'd show you the next bunch of heavy metal and hard rock records that begin with M in my collection. So this next bunch of albums are going to be all the same artist, and that is Gary Moore. This is Gary Moore's second album, and it's quite good because it's got Phil Lynott on it. It's on MCA Records. Came out in 1978. Phil Lynott plays bass, and Brian Downey is also here. So it's almost partially a Thin Lizzy record. And they've actually got some writing credits as well on some of the tracks. This is G-Force, Gary Moore. That's just on. It's on Sonnet. You know, you could be mistaken for thinking that the amount of Gary Moore records that I have, this is Victims of the Future. You could be mistaken for thinking that I'm actually like a, hardcore Gary Moore fan, but I'm really not. I have so many of his records purely because you see them everywhere. I like some of his music, but not that much. I prefer his heavy metal type stuff. This isn't a bad album. This is the album Wild Frontier with Out in the Fields on it. He did that together with Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy, although after Thin Lizzy had kind of working, I think. After the War, came out in '89. Pretty much more of the same, really. And then I've got this one, Still Got the Blues. I never really did get into that. It just sounds so inauthentic. It's got a price on it, 79 krona. So I bought this in Sweden, but I didn't pay 79 krona for it. Not really my thing. This one's well, After Hours. I mean, Gary Moore, he's sold so many records. Next is this double live, recorded live in concert, We Want More album. It's, I don't think I've actually ever listened to this really, since I picked it up. Like I said, I see them often going for very little money, and I grab them. I should give that one a spin. And then this is the compilation. I listened to this last night, White Knuckles. There's a certain quality to Gary Moore's records that I can only take so much of. I don't really know what it is. He's very dramatic, isn't he? There you go, Gary Moore. I'm going to press on with a few more records, and backtracking a little bit now because This should have come earlier, but I just missed it out. This is Alex Massey. He's a guitarist. Album called Attack of the Neon Shark. It's on Metal Blade Records. Oh, this is, you know, he's one of these neoclassical style guitar players, but like Ingram Malmsteen, he was classically trained as a kid, and I haven't got, this is the only record of his that I've got, but I think some of his other albums were much more sort of where they play classical music but with electric guitars and drums in, I think. Molly Hatchet. Yeah. This is a fairly good record. This is the vocalist, this guy here. And I struggle with his vocals. Reminds me a bit of, he's sort of got a kind of guttural type, Cookie Monsters type voice when he sings. But aside from that, it's okay. I mean, it is a bit like a poor man's Lynyrd Skynyrd, I guess. I think these are quite famous for having really good album covers. This isn't one of them, obviously, but if you look at some of their earlier albums and then some of the albums after this one, they're quite, you know, they're quite dynamic. They're quite nicely illustrated. Although there's one that I always, whenever I see it, I don't have it, but whenever I see it, it reminds me of Spinal Tap. There's a Spinal Tap picture of the three guys in the band, and it's odd because they're sort of holding swords and things like that, and then one of them's got a crash helmet under his arm, kind of, you know, clashes with the theme of the picture. Well, there's a Molly Hatchet record where they all kind of look a bit like Conan the Barbarian on their record cover, with swords and loincloths and things, and one of the guys has got sunglasses on. I'll put it here so you can see it. Weird. Anyway, that's Molly Hatchet. Vinnie Moore. He's a great guitarist. Mind's Eye. This is his first album. On Roadrunner. And he plays guitar for UFO now at the moment. I saw him with UFO in Stockholm, about 10 years ago now, I suppose. So this is a good record. I like this one. It's instrumental, so I mean it's lots of guitar whittling, but I don't mind if it's done well. Sometimes you just think, you know, it's all a bit pointless really, but that's quite good. So this is the only Motorhead album I have. I'm a huge Motorhead fan, so it's kind of crazy that this is the only one that I have. And ironically, it's probably the one that I least listened to. Iron Fist. I think this is one that came out after Ace of Spades, and it's, yeah, I think Lemmy said that there's only one or two good tracks on here. The rest of it's all sort of half-written songs, not really finished. I think they did a lot of it in the studio, probably. I don't know. Of course, and then it was produced by first Fast Eddie Clarke as well, who did quite a poor job. Sounds muddy. Not a good record at all. Oh well, but that's fun to have it, I guess. And then Motley Crue. Too Fast for Love. My first Motley Crue album. that I got on cassette was Dr. Feelgood. I have it on CD now, I don't have it on vinyl. I really like that album. It's one of my, I don't know, yeah, one of my top 20, I suppose. And I got these vinyls, versions of these, after I'd already got the Dr. Feelgood album. And I like Dr. Feelgood so much that I just feel these sort of fall short. I understand that Dr. Feelgood was their peak, and yeah, I haven't really gotten the same kind of enjoyment out of these as I do that one. This is Theatre of Pain. Cover's a little bit beat up. It's an Electra. Beautiful day, isn't it? And the last in this bunch I'm going to show is Mr. Big. This is a great record. Recommend this one. It's came out in '91, so it's sort of quite late in the sort of the hair metal type genre. But they definitely sit in that grouping. It's a super group, isn't it? I can't remember where these guys have come from, what they've played in before, but I remember them being big news in the sort of rock press at the time, because they were a super group. Yeah, it's a good record, it is. They're all fabulous musicians who play on this, so it's just generally a good quality record. Okay, well, that's my records under this section. I'm going to have to do another M video before long, just to finish off the M's. Okay, thanks very much everybody, thanks for watching. Look out for my next video. Cheers, bye.